Alright, well, let's open up with the fun banter question. So earlier we were talking about Halloween. Well, we were talking about Halloween right as we started the call. So, I'll ask you guys, what was your favorite Halloween costume to dress up as, or one that you, if like you could do, like what would you dress up as? Let's start with Nate.
My favorite Halloween costume, past tense, or one that I want to, or
either one, or if you have an answer for both, we'll take both. We got time.
Okay, so apparently as a kid, my family didn't really do a lot of Halloween, but the couple of times that we did, I was a pirate. I was a pirate quite a bit.
All right.
Now, I think I'm going to take most of the beginning of next year to print a life-size Mark 97, I think it is. I need to look it up.
I don't even
Iron
know what
Man
that is.
Oh, nice.
Oh, you said Iron Man?
It's the space Iron Man suit.
Okay.
I got a file set for it. Where is it here?
If I type in Space Iron Man, I'm not gonna get something popped up like what Josh looked up earlier.
It's Mark 39, the Mark 39 suit. Look back.
Goblin pancakes, man. I didn't know that was a weird innuendo word.
Yeah. Iron Man Mark 39. It's the Star Boost suit.
Nice.
I'm going to print that. And
That'll
it's probably going to take me like 6 months.
Yeah.
But
Tiny.
Yeah. It'll be really cool.
I think my favorite costume I ever wore was a Gumby costume, like head to toe Gumby. And I went to a friend's house for a party, and I committed to being Gumby for the first hour and a half that I was there. And so I didn't talk to anyone. I didn't communicate to anyone. I just hung out in a Gumby costume.
Gumby talked?
Well, yeah, but
Gumby
me
talked,
talking
but he
would
didn't.
have given away that it was me. So I just hung out in a costume for an hour and a half at a party.
As the creepy Gumby.
just as a person dressed as Gumby. And like people thought they knew it was me, but they couldn't be sure because I wasn't talking. Which should have just given away that it was me.
We know.
Right?
That's
So I was just like sitting on the couch.
Josh.
I was just sitting on the
Slasher movie
couch.
starts.
Yeah, I was just
Like
about
he
to
goes
say
crazy and murders everybody.
Like I went down into their basement. I watched people play ping pong.
Wow.
And they were just like, what in the world is happening right now?
Hey, you know
And
what?
I
That's
took my
kinda
hat
like
off.
the beginning of Hereditary.
Then I took my head off to eat food
That's also
because
the
I
beginning of Hereditary.
got hungry. And then everyone was just like, thank God it's you, because we were really concerned that
As they should have been, yes.
some random person was here. So
I also,
that was my favorite.
I want to just let everyone know my favorite memes are Hereditary memes because they're all the same.
I don't even know what this is, so I have to look it up.
It's a horror movie that came out a couple
It's
years
a very
ago.
scary horror movie.
Four-ish.
It's
5-ish years ago.
It's not one that I would suggest for everyone to watch.
No.
Well,
Was that a Shyamalan movie?
A what?
the first one that popped up was a lady screaming, and then Josh from Josh and Josh, or from Drake and Josh, in the back seat of a car, also looking the same way.
I think that's the Babadook you found.
Yeah.
The weird.
That is
super weird.
I like the
name
Babadook.
to
That's a
start
good
with.
Babadook's a good movie. Yeah,
Babadook is a good movie. We were just talking about that last night.
we were.
I watched it last year. know, it's also a movie that is better in memory. The Cell. Anyway, who else wants to share their whole thing?
Sure is. So,
Go ahead.
no. Yeah. So we did Halloween when I was a kid, but like we were poor, so it was all hand-me-down, costumes, junk costumes. So probably wasn't until the past couple years that we started, like Elizabeth and I started doing some theme stuff. So I did a good Gaston one year. Last year I did a really good Fat Thor that came together well. There was one year before I met Elizabeth, I did like a full like tactical soldier outfit that came together really well. But the one that I really want to do is, and I don't know that I'll ever be able to, because I get really obsessive about being very like precise and particular and like having good quality components, but I really want to do like a good Geralt from Witcher 3. I think that's like my pinnacle costume someday.
The last cop.
Mhm.
Oh,
That made it sound like you were gonna die after you
I was
took it
gonna
off.
say that sounds
It'll be
really
the
morbid.
costume of costumes, and then I can cease.
Wow. Well, then you're never gonna do it.
Hey, John,
I'm
next
never
year,
gonna
let's
let you
go.
do
Yeah. The problem
Never,
is like you
ever.
make these really cool costumes and then you wear them for like an hour or two, and it's like, all right, well, I spent like a month putting this costume together, and now I'm done.
Or in Nate's case, an entire year.
Yeah.
And then life happens as you get older, and then proportions change, and then that $300
See-
costume doesn't fit anymore.
Here's my plan. I'm gonna make the costume, wear it for Halloween, and then sell it for like $500.
There you go.
And
That's the way to
thus,
do
this
it.
is how Comic-Cons became a thing.
Yeah. Built on the shoulders of 3D
Halloween.
printers.
Yeah,
I can now
buddy.
wear this 300 days a year.
Yep, and sometimes get paid for it.
Yeah.
How about you, Elizabeth?
This is a hard question for me to answer, I think. I do really like getting dressed up. Probably my lamest, I'll give you the opposite. My lamest costume, I thought it was hilarious, but it was a protest costume in college. I was forced to go to a costume party with people I didn't know. And so I dressed up as a nudist on strike. So basically I like just wore my normal clothes, but like carried like a sign around with me. Like I was striking with, so I look like a normal person.
The pun costume is my favorite.
I know.
It's always fun.
So dumb. But I was so uncomfortable. It was like my freshman year of college, and I just didn't want to be there. I feel like I so different. Well, okay. So to those of you who don't know me, which is everyone, I have this secret piece of me inside that loves to be a princess.
She's a big fan of tiaras.
I am.
If we're in like a jewelry store and she sees tiaras, she
Are you gonna dress up like the
loses her
queen?
mind.
Are you gonna get a coffin and just roll around?
That'd be great.
I don't think you can say that. I think there might be some.
I'll be like one of
royal
the British
Secret
guards.
Service
I'll get
coming
like
to
a
your
really
house.
cool like red coat and tall hat, and you can just be the dead queen.
And
Oh no! What you do is you go as Princess Kate
Yeah.
with like a thought bubble that says, "I sure hope Charles dies soon."
And if anyone hears about that and is just like, well, D-Pain, that's unacceptable. Well, you didn't hear the jokes I made at someone who was closer to me. I had to give the speech. And let's just say, I only have one setting. Well, two settings. It's either DMing or, hey, I'm cracking jokes.
I was there.
Yeah. I got death stares from my mom's side of the family. Oh, well, I just gave away who died, but that wasn't a secret. But anyway. Yeah, sorry, I cut you off. What
it's
piece
okay.
of royalty would you want to dress up as?
I don't think I have a specific one. Just if you can give me a giant flowy dress and a tiara, and I can wear a wig that's not my hair because my hair is a little bit crazy. I'm happy. So I don't think I would do it. It feels silly as like a 30-year-old woman to dress up like some sort of like crazy royal princess, but I think that's my secret dream.
Do it.
Get ready for Halloween movie night.
Mm-hmm.
You won't be able to walk around
one
me.
that's dressed
It'll
up.
be a giant hoop skirt. No one can get around me. The only one who's dressed up? No, I will not do that.
There will be a few dogs trapped underneath of the hoop skirt as well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They'll just be following me around in my skirt.
So for me, you guys will be lucky if I even show up to the party. So even less of a chance of me dressing up. But I was thinking about it and I was like, you know what? I think if I really wanted to put in the effort, because now I know if I'm going to put into effort to something I really don't want to, it's going to involve my niece somehow. And so I'm like, okay, well, what would... And it's like, it doesn't even have to have her be part of the costume. If I can get a reaction, it's like, I won. And so I was thinking about it, and this is on Netflix. It's a children's show. It's called Rila, Lakuma, and Kauru. It's pretty much this giant bear that just shows up to this, like, lonely single woman's apartment and just lives there, just freeloads and eats food. But it's just this giant bear that just, whoa. And I'm like, yeah, I would dress up as that bear. I don't have to do anything except eat.
I was gonna say, dress her up like Lilo and you up as Stitch, and then you can just create havoc the whole night.
Also not. Here you post the wiki page. It is a very, like, I will say, I'm a proponent of this show because I watched it with my niece and I'm like, you know what? It's not terrible. Like, as a 30 whatever I am year old person, not me hiding my age, I literally forgot. And I sit there and watch it and I was like, you know what? If I had Netflix, I probably would watch this. Like, just, I don't know. It's a fun little stop motion. Oh, it's not all in Japanese. They have English and Japanese.
Now it's even more interesting.
I mean, you just need to go in and read the episode descriptions because they're hilarious.
Yeah, I think I brought this. Did I bring?
Yeah, you did.
Yeah.
In our other
Insanity
recording.
Lost. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Everyone should watch it. It's a fun show. But yeah, I think it was that. I don't really have a dream costume because it's like, I just gotta put it on.
You actually have to put effort into something. I get it.
Who would do such a thing? Like, who puts effort into anything? Like, anyone that would put in multiple hours of work into something, what's wrong with you?
Yeah. Outline 6 whole books.
No, there's no proof that that's happened.
I was just gonna say.
That's not work. That's like a disorder. Because 6 books is written by 6 different people, not all the same person.
6 books is written by a team of 45 people at Paizo.
Yep, and then there's me. Anyway, so shall we get started? As I find the note.
Do it. I rolled a D100 and I know how I'm reacting, so this will be great.
All right. Real quick, just to let everyone know, it's like, what is Ravenscales inquiry? It's me getting away from a copyright thing that liked a tweet of mine and was like, yep, time to change the name. So, Ravenscales inquiry. Ravenscales is the name of the detective agency. Who runs that? Susan. Where's she? I don't know. Yes. Gasp in surprise.
Lost
All
forever.
of my people.
Yes, there's a whole season 1, which is under the name of City of Mist, and some of them Mist Detectives. Look, it takes me 3 times to get a good name, everybody, and then we finally got there. We
did Mist Detectives, City of Mist.
City of Mist was good until someone else decided to make a whole system.
Yeah.
based
And then we
around-
realized that there's a pain train in it too. It just
Yep.
was,
Oh, Town of Pain, which would have
Town of
fit. I
Pain.
am like, it's the Powered by the Apocalypse system. Anything to anybody here?
Hmm.
No, I don't know that one.
I think if I remember correctly, the way it pretty much works is you roll 2d6 and you gotta like you either have like failure, that's with a consequence, or I think that's what that system.
Hmm.
It's kind of a rule. I want to say rules light, but it's not as crunchy as some of the others.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah. But I'm speaking off the top of my head. I'm not 100%. But it looks interesting. But there is a whole season 1 where they go and try to find kids, and with a whole mystery, and pretty much that is all on YouTube that you guys can watch. But then we come to the beginning, where it's been a couple weeks between that adventure in Cresthaven, and to where, quick overview, we have Zephan trying to find a magic coffee mug. That's all I have in my notes, because I can't remember if we ever got to the thing or if there was another thing.
nobody got to their second thing.
Yeah. So, Zevarra talked with Brumble Patch, where he was like, "Yo, work with us, okay?" I also have a note in here that Jeffrey puked. I don't remember who Jeffrey is.
Jeffrey is an overweight student of John's, of Lor's.
Yeah.
Yes.
Or
I had to reread the notes to make sure what in the heck happened last time. And then I got to Lor's and I was like, oh, I took too many notes.
Yeah.
This is really, it got dark real fast.
Yeah, Lor had some fun stuff. Yeah, Lor went and Ash, I'm just going in the order of my notes. I pretty much just wrote like one sentence things. So Ash, he went and talked with Sister Connor, and I don't know, had a little heart to heart with her. We'll see. I don't know. We'll see what happens with that. Pretty much another person saying, "Hey," and he's like, so we'll see what happens. I think that one, I don't know, according to the normal Ash, went better than normal. But we'll see. Ash is a loose cannon. But anyway, yeah, Lor decided to beat children. I can't believe I said that out loud. Any neighbors listening, is pretend. Okay?
I mean, I yelled at them. I don't know that I beat.
One puked.
He was
But
just
yes.
real scared.
But then he pretty much got some like advice from his 2-star students, Cal and Reese. To realize I wrote their classes in here. It shall be fun. Anyway.
My favorite line is Jeffrey blows chunks and then Lor says, "Just leave it. Stand up and fight standing in it."
I need to put Jeffrey puked down in Lor's thing. I don't know why it was in Zevarra. I think I was writing notes while like Lor's thing was going on. But then we got to the fun thing here. Let's play Itisdpayne Gets Mad at the audio recording, as we definitely got to switch up the vibe here for a little. I wish I could just put a song on repeat. Ash went to go talk with his patron. His extra planar. I was about to say daddy, but that just sounds weird. Thanks, internet.
It's real. It's true.
His
the only father figure he's ever known in his life
is his papa. And I need to actually go through text messages where everyone told me what they wanted to do. Oops, I hit too far back. To remember everything that people were. But Josh, Ash had a few questions for Takal.
Yeah.
But first, he's like, "Hey, my buddy here. Can we do a little Johnski stuff?" And it was maybe the first time you saw any reaction besides pure and situation. Was when he told you, "Child Bill." I can't remember, and then I can't remember if I said this at the end, but I don't know. It's also been a little while since we played, but little Ash walks up to you, Ash, and pulls on like your sleeves, like, I need to go outside, okay?
And Aesheon just like the smirk that was on his face, the like empoweredness that he felt just kind of like crumples in this moment. And he's already on his knees, but like it's almost like something breaks inside of him and he just kind of like falls into himself. And he grabs little Ash by the shoulders and just goes, and just before he's about to thaumaturgy and just release, a calm comes over him. And he goes,
Okay, sorry.
"That's beautiful. I love it." And he just stares little Ash in the eyes and looks at him and says, "Why would you betray me like this?"
And he, right? And I don't know if I'm showing the emotion correctly through. He's like confused, like his face like is like utter confusion. Big brother.
Why would you let your god down like this?
And like he's just like very confused of what you're roll perception.
That is, I always forget what my addition is on things. That is a 16.
Okay. Said your hands was on its shoulders.
My hands are on his shoulders.
Okay.
Not like hard.
Yeah, like
just
resting, like yeah,
like a firm grab, but it's not like I'm trying to hurt him.
Mm-hmm. So
it's his right arm,
yeah.
I think. Hold on, I'll look at his sheet.
Yeah, it's
no, left hand is silver.
Yeah, I thought it was left. Yeah, your the hand that's on his left side, like you feel like this vibration. And Lash is like, "You're scaring me. I go now." And he just leaves. Try to stop.
All right, hold on. Aesheon tries to stop him. He doesn't let go. So as little Ash tries to move, Aesheon holds on to him, and he like begins to like the calm on his face starts to break a little, and he just kind of like looks at little Ash and says, "We serve one master and one master only." As he like kind of like begins to like push his arms out straight while he's holding on to Little Ash.
Have access to Ash's character sheet, do I?
What do you need to know? And I can give it to you.
Oh, wait, there's a little Ash character sheet.
Yeah, you should be able to have access
Yeah,
to it.
I didn't realize you put it on.
Yeah, he's all in there. All of his spells and everything around there.
So make a.
All right. Let me know my strength is 0. So we'll just. That is a natural 18.
Okay. Yeah. So like you can feel him wiggling, and he's just like you're holding him, and just like, hey, Jon, brother, no. And behind you, you hear, we have to let the abandon.
And like Aesheon like looks at Take Hall as his hands just kind of like at this point he has like stood up with Little Ash in his arms, and like Aesheon's starting to realize just kind of like what he's doing and what's happening, and so he kind of like lets go of Little Ash, and so Little Ash like drops like 2 feet to the ground as he like just kind of like so Aesheon is just like slightly crumpled at this point, and he's starting to just kind of like almost slither like Take Hall does at this point, as he just kind of like looks at Take Hall and he goes, "Yes, Father."
The little Ash, like he is frightened out of his, and just like goes out the door, and like you hear the door close. At this point, like to call, like recover. That shouldn't have. The cases I've heard of broken. Either leading them. Well, there's ski. That something you need to keep an eye.
And Aesheon just like thaumaturgies as he responds, "Something older," and just like unleashes like, so like his door is just like everything in his room is just shaking as he's just like his hands start to crackle. He's just pissed that this thing that this creature that he saved in his mind has like betrayed who he is, and just like and he just says, "If you insist."
Listen, there's more important things. Even though I'll have to do, but short, when I say older than, it was forgotten before, it can happen again. But was this the only reason you called me here?
No. When we went into the mirror, when we went into I can't remember what the stupid thing's called.
Rumble Pants.
Into Cresthaven, when we were there with Reese and Buckberry, I must know. I must know how and why and what. I need to know why the children. I need to know what Reese's intentions were for them. I need to understand the mirror and the traveling of planes. I must know why Reese, and just you can just tell that there's just this swell of just frustration and anger. It's like, why the children? Why orphans? Why would he take them? What is the use? What is the need of this?
She is of old secrets. Knows it could have been a deal or trade something. Somebody else. We share a realm, but it doesn't mean. I can ask. I can. Information, child. That information eludes. Us Celestials don't enter.
I understand.
Anyway.
What can you tell me of planar travel? What can you tell me of traveling from one plane of existence to another?
Been awesome. Totally wicked, man. And like it's like, as we said, he's kind of like, I always like describe the wrong person for.
Well, he has the peacock feathers,
yes.
and like the cloak, and then he has the slithery green head.
Yeah.
Well, the green cracked head. The
yes.
emerald,
so
emerald
like
cracks.
in like you see the glowing cracks like illuminating his hood, and it's, even though like, you don't get the clearest of pictures of what his face may look like, it'll look the best way to like you imagine the way the cracks on his head. Someone so is it possible? Yeah. Got the next. What was your other question about it?
No, it was just how is it done?
Oh,
How do you travel through
Well,
planes?
it you need a conduit. Something that can rip holes in the distance. There's plenty of things that gotten one. Use it off. That it's coming back now. Definitely am gonna have. Anything else?
I have one more question.
That's good. Time for one.
You told
Show's
me
on. Aim the big sports football.
the more, you told me the more noise I made, the easier it would be to find Susan. Is she on another plane? Or is she further up within this place? Is she on another level or another plane of existence?
And seems like she is between.
Thank you, Father.
My brain is all over the place today.
Well, it's so hard to play an evil character, man. Like, so Aesheon like kind of like holds on to his robes and he just thanks him. He just kind of almost begins to weep, and he just says, "Thank you. Thank you for your power. Thank you for your strength." And then like he stares him in the eyes. And he
Oh, go ahead.
No. You
Finish your sentence.
and he says, "Thank you for your love." As he kind of like releases the cloak.
Feel like one of the feathers land on your head. And then you feel the effect. You guys are fourth level, right?
Yep.
Okay.
Mhm.
I'm like, a little more
I love
time. And he just like, you like look up and
Yeah, and everything's pitch black now. All of the lights have all of the like day rods and everything have gone out. And Aesheon just like falls to the ground. This calming presence gone, and he just begins to thaumaturgy, and he just destroys his apartment. In over the next like 20 minutes, just breaking everything that's not important to him, as he is just so like and like ripping up things that are little ashes and like throwing the drawer out and just going berserk for 20 minutes of just frustration that this thing that he saved is no longer loyal to him in the way that he thought.
fade on that scene. Need to go back. Our ambient. There we go. So yeah, we open it up. Zevarra. Text message directly. You're back at that grave. One that was.
Yeah. So, Zevarra is just coming from her conversation and feeling the weight of the, even if it was gentle, correction from her, what's his name? Brumble Patch. From Brumble Patch. And kind of caught in this like spiral of beating herself up. Should have known better. You're better than this. You know this is what Susan expected of you. You missed it again. So this is all that's happening in her mind as she comes to this place that she's created. So she walks up to the grave and stands there quietly for a moment. Not sure really how to respond to these growing feelings inside of her. And then just all at once, it hits her and she just starts weeping and she falls to her knees and she says, I did it again. Rose, I messed up again. They could have gotten hurt. I don't think I'll ever figure this out. I don't know what you saw in me. I don't know what any of them did. But I can't. I'm not who you thought I was. I can't be this person. I can't live up to these expectations. No one got hurt this time, but how do I know? And falls silent as she continues weeping.
Wisdom.
Okay. So that is a nat 20.
So, here. I'll hope. Yes. Last. That wasn't the. I have one now, though. Doesn't mean that hope is gone.
I can't lose them.
Hope?
They don't listen to me.
Hope is much more than having people. Anybody can. But be true hope. That in the darkest moment, still there. Everyone's perfect. But the fact that hope to those around you that you realize and probably willing than they're willing to admit.
You know, it's hard to hear anything you say, right? They told me that you told me that I was special because of you. And I lost the things that were most important to me because I trusted that.
Is that what I said? that what you wanted to hear? You've always had it in you. There's more power. And I'm not sure if I'm using the right word, but then you're willing to it. Thing is, right now, depends. Which way are you gonna go? Are you gonna be Hope? Or are you gonna be something different? Can't make that decision.
I don't know.
Maybe a constitution.
You believe that was a nat 1? So that's a 2.
And as I think, what did you just say? I don't know. I'm just trying to remember what you just said.
Yeah, I said I don't know. Yeah.
You hear like heavy footsteps behind. Ooh. Back. And you turn around. It's turtle a graveyard. If I started you before, my friend. The offer still stands if you wish to talk. My humble home is open.
Thank you. I don't think I've ever asked you your name.
You didn't. But it's okay. Normally people just call me that weird old turtle that walks in the Other people call me I have lots of names. Mainly because I'm old. You can call me Elder Kai.
Well, I guess that name suits you.
Profession? Are you okay? You seems like I get you in emotional mode.
I mean, does anyone ever come here not emotional?
Be surprised. Being full. You have a rough week?
Yeah, I guess you could say that.
There's... Well, you know what? I won't pry. It's everyone's doing something. I'm always doing something. I have keep gravestone quite clean. It makes my job easy. I am quite happy. But, little offering. You leave offerings of bread.
Mm-hmm.
I see the carriers. They always take your offerings and must. I see the name Rose, and I just assume she must have been a very kind person. Thirds, they take your gifts and give it to others, and it shares and fills the need. I don't clean them up. Nature. And I have to clean up other gravestones later, but that's a different problem that you don't need to worry about.
I think Rose would like that. She was very kind. Sometimes I think she was the best part of me. And I don't know that I am as good without her. And that scares me.
I can't give all the answers. Even though I'm old doesn't mean I know everything. But I do guess maybe Rose hasn't left you yet. I don't have weird ghosts. Those guys are strange, and I kind of give me the heebie-jeebies. But I will say it. Even though you may feel alone, it seems like somebody is still looking up. If and please forgive me if I'm being too forward, but study under the genes of cop.
Yes. Yes, I have.
Kindred spirits. This is nice. It was good to meet a fellow friend in. But I will admit it's not as flashy as Fire Rush and Rushing Waters of Odine and the Blue Winds. Whatever that last one is called. I click this button. Maybe I will see. Atu. Yes. He smells weird, so I don't talk about him very much. But anyway, don't tell him I said that. But yes, Kaj. Know what they say about Kaj. He is the one. He's the center. The one who balances. Without him, we either all be underwater, or in the air, or on fire. Which, I do not want any of those. Kaj grounds us. Oh, what a pun! But yes, he there with us, and the studies. He's one that keeps the fiery passion of Rush. Something that he is the one who gives counsel. And the never committing Odine, the one that gives him the rock. Like that, we feel like Kaj. I don't know where I'm going with this, but I'd like to say, if you don't mind, can you wait here 1 second? Then I have to give something to you. Do you have a minute? Or you can walk with me over to.
Sure. I'll walk with you.
Watch out, there's a. He walks in, and this temple, like you've seen. I think you've seen like the hall of the Crimson Stream. I think it as. Guys aren't an East Atris. No. Don't have the names of everything, but yeah, there's like the temple you were in. I believe it was the Temple of the Crimson Stream, the A Rush up in Glass Point. That was like it had lava going through and fire all around it, and like red banners, and I think with just the ties that Ash has, and like maybe you've gone down to see Brother Tross a few times and been into get the name. Josh, do you have the name of the temple?
Hall of the Golden Coral.
All the golden coral, and yeah, that one is like the tiles are blue, and it's like it's got like a pool of water that comes into it. Like it's built on like the where the coast where the water comes, where the sea comes in. It comes up and down. It has weird like light reflecting off of water effect. You guys haven't been to Sue's hall yet, but as you walk in here, the grass from the graveyard comes into there. Like the ground is made very humble setup. Nothing super flashy. There's some like kind of like glass orbs that capture light, kind of are set into like this mud wall. See, there really isn't much of a podium, but more just like a small setup where everyone can sit on the ground. Someone sits kind of more in the pit. It's not super huge, but it's an adequate size. Small guy. He goes to this room and like this little column that goes deeper into the second thing.
And I think Zevarra, as she like follows him, hesitates at the door because this would be the first time that she would have stepped into a temple of Kaj since she started wrestling, and pauses there for a moment, taking in what she's seeing.
You look up and you see the banner. This, at least what the legends of feel him, half or small tree, and looks like it's got like 4 branches. See that on this brown tapestry. Real humble, nothing like.
And she's still very conflicted. But she chooses to step in. She takes a deep breath and steps into the temple and allows herself for the first time in a long time to feel a sense of being home, as this place is familiar. And it comes with both a gentle release and a deep pain. But probably for the first time in a while, she allows herself to feel it rather than run from it. And she waits.
You hear like a little rustling. That's it. And comes back out with the small book. It is written on there. The legends of. This helped me out a lot when I was younger. It gave me great hope, and it really helped guide me. I'm not telling you to read it. If you look at it and you're like, this is not for me, give it to somebody else, because that is how I grew. it is stories of those who struggle, but also. So it might help, might not. The only rule is done with it. Sorry, I spilled soup. You can still read it. You see a little like tomato soup. That was me.
Well, thank you. She reaches out to take it, tears in her eyes, very uncertain about this whole process, but she takes it.
I can tell this has been a lot for you. If I was a doctor, I prescribe going to that shop and getting the mango bread. Order one of them. I don't know. She might have got a new shipment, but yes. Remember. But I don't have a door. But
Thank you. And she turns and walks out.
hey. There, we see you fade out. And look. Okay. So let's go to Zephan.
Yes.
I believe you were going to be doing some research.
Yes.
So, if I remember correctly in our conversations, we said that you could either go talk to one of the temples or you could go to a library.
Yep. Yeah, and I think I decided to go to a library.
Okay. I'm also trying to remember what I named it. What was it? It was something of Kaj. The Heroes of Kaj or
The Legends of
Legend of
Kaj.
Kaj. Thank you.
Gosh.
I was there the whole time. I don't know.
Sorry, I try to get all the important bits, and then I miss all of the other parts.
It's all good.
Josh is the game secretary.
I have my own notes of just thumb whatever, but like it's kind of hard to write while I'm doing it. Yeah, so you go into the library. I'm gonna say there's a few different options for the library. You can go to Glass Point. There's one there that is more like academic and like kind of where like colleges would go. Art Clay would have more of like tomes and old, like kind of just old writings and stuff that are in there, but is normally you have to have special either clearances or just pretty much know a guy to get in. Or there's one in Dawn Quarter, which is where Ravenscales, and it's more like in between that little jut-in of Coin Grove and Docks, and in there, like, that it's kind of the more public library, one of the bigger kind of public libraries. There are multiple libraries around here, but you would know just from what you want to find. Those might be some of the areas.
Okay. I'll probably stay away from the one that's close to the Dawn Quarter, close to the like detective agency, just because I might end up running into people that know me there. Zephan doesn't really doesn't really share exactly what he's trying to research right now. So I think I'll probably go to the one in Glass Point.
Travel up to Glass Point and you see the kind of library. It's named like it's just pretty much
El Fancio Librario.
yeah the leather glass and leather bibliothèque. It's like it's pretty much just something just it kind of doubles as like a bookstore as well, because like some of the college students come here to like buy some of their, because Glass Point does have like colleges and stuff, so it doubles as a bookstore, kind of textbooks. That was the word I was looking for some of the students, but it has a pretty extensive called Glass and Leather.
Okay. Yeah, so I'll go in and I'm looking for a librarian, somebody can help me find, a specific set of books.
Yeah, you walk up to the desk, and here.
Oh, yes, hello. Oh, hello, I'm Librarian Bird. How can I?
Well, hello, Librarian Bird. I'm Zephan.
Hello.
Hi.
I'm single. I have a grandchild that needs a mate.
Oh, indeed. Unfortunately, I'm spoken for.
Oh. It's
Yes.
okay. She's quite ugly anyway. What can I do for you?
Well, I'm in search of some information on a rush. I'm
You're in a
doing
rush?
research paper. No. I'm looking for some information on a rush.
Oh. Well,
I'm
walk
doing
fast.
a
That's
research
what
case.
I would. Oh, the
Yes.
the element of fire.
Yes.
Hold on.
Yes. The element of fire.
Hold on, I got a hairball. Okay. Yes, a rush.
Yes. Yeah. I'm looking for any books you might have on special empowerments or just general information on a rush or the other.
I could be rushing for a
Yeah, that'd
sandwich
be-
right now. Oh, that would be great.
That was
Oh,
great.
man.
That was good. That was very good.
What were we doing again?
And then it's just like this other like man comes up, just like, led her up front again. Sorry, sir. She is not a librarian, but somehow keeps getting back. Get out of here. And just kind of,
Yeah.
yes. You were looking for a rush material.
Yes. Yes.
Let's see, we have different things of. Yeah, we have legends. We have just, some of the people who studies on effects of a rush. There's sorry, I missed because I heard her irritating voice trying to get dates for this non-existent granddaughter. It was what
Fair
are you
enough.
looking for?
I'm mostly looking for, either stories of special empowerments handed out by Arush, or maybe some of the doctrines and tenets of that particular sect that follows him.
Yeah, I know Sister Kana normally leaves some of the writing. So, yeah, come with me. We keep this in the religious section.
Ah, perfect.
He kind of leads you back, like it didn't feel like this building was huge, but like as you step back and like as you follow him, it's like this building is way bigger and
It's big.
yeah than you were expecting. Like there's
Yeah.
multiple levels, and he goes up like 2 flights of steps and goes over and just like, here we go. Here are some tomes from here. Pretty much tenants of a rush.
Perfect.
And here's one that is loosely. No, not that one. Not. Let's see, right here. This one is practices of a rush. This is pretty common, and let's see. Make a roll for this. Okay, like oh yes. Go and I don't know if this would help. But this is written by some lunatic man. But it is it's just some weird booklet titled Stealing from the Gods. Apparently it's some heretic book. I don't know. It might be what you're looking for, but yes, if you need any more help, just ask one of our other people. See what we can do.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much.
Yes. Oh no, this bird found the. Okay. Well, you have a good. I need to kick an old lady.
Do they have like tables or anything around somewhere I can go and kind of sit down and read these?
Oh yes. He was kind of setting you up like at a table.
Perfect. Cool. Yeah, well, I'm gonna go over and I just want to spend some time starting off with kind of the the simple, kind of the basic tenets, like who a rush is, like that kind of stuff. Just want to start reading up on it a little bit, kind of doing a quick skim, read the title page, read the book of contents, look for anything kind of important looking. And kind of just really quickly work through the first 2 books. Just trying to get like an overview of what's up with the rush.
Let's see. Let's do a roll to see how much you're able to pick up. I'll let you do religion,
Okay.
or I'll also allow investigation.
I'll do investigation. Nat 20 makes it 24.
So, in the 2 tomes, like you're able to kind of pick out that a rush is the element of fire. They are quick-tempered and are just constantly like burning with passion. You also know, and actually everyone here would have known that would know that there is one avatar. It's apparently the only avatar that exists, and it is a person, Red King, is a genasi. For people who haven't played in this world, genasi is the only banned race. So that you can't choose from that currently.
I know, because I tried once.
Yeah. Who knows? Some stuff.
Red King is a genasi.
So the Red King's a genasi, and this is common knowledge. Currently, he resides in Rosenbloom. But yeah, you also in the other things that you rolled a natural 20. So like other things that you like pick up is that that a rush is a parent element. That a rush, Kaj, Matu, and Odine, they're all parent elements. And there are lesser known elements that are out there that are children elements, where it's the energy of these two or three, or sometimes all four of these elements mingle and then create a new element. So a famous one would be Matu and Arush combining large amounts of energy. Star. That child is out in space, and no one currently knows the name. It's just times we see new constellations pop up, and know it's from that. Another famous child element of Arush and Odine is Stilnar, child of steam. You know that there's also Arush has like it's a child element between Matu and Odine, lava, and it's just like there's lists and like names that are just of Arush's like thing where it's just like of the known and whatever author would to write this. Here are the important ones, the ones that stand. Not all child elements are worshipped, but sometimes some are. But for the most part, people mainly serve the parent. Yes, that's pretty much yeah, and it's also said that Arush is pretty much the only element that is able to any interest on the people on Mykrin. None of the other gods really elements. Gods are celestials, and they're crazy people. None of the other elements really show a ton of interest. Kaj gets close, but it's more just like, as guys would understand, it's like real grandparent energy. He's just like, hey man, take care of you. It's all good. But Arush has like a real fascination with human, well, not just humans, all the races. But yeah, he keeps saying he genders. They definitely. That's why he's the only one that kind of has an avatar and chooses the Red King hide. So, to everyone's knowledge, only Arush is the only an avatar. So yes,
Okay.
but that was kind of what you got out of the other two. Feel like do a quick mute because you're gonna get into a touch of the crazy.
All right.
So you open up this other book. I think it was like Stealing the Power of the Gods. I think
Yeah. Oh, stealing from the gods.
Stealing from the Gods.
Always a good thing.
Mm-hmm.
Never leads to problems.
Jack and the Beanstalk energy here. Let's do this.
Yeah,
Definitely up Zephan's wheelhouse there.
It tells this story of this person, the person's unnamed, but it's weird because like the way it's written is like very, it feels like it's novel-esque, like it's a novel, but at the same time there's too much information about events that like kind of really confuse you and don't make sense. Like there's terms of like seeking the traveler, going to the elemental planes, taking things that are like just weird, like just strange titles and just things where it's just like, this doesn't feel like, it feels made up but real at the same. And just like terms and everything that keeps getting thrown out. Then there's you rolled insight with a nat 20.
Investigation.
Investigate. Yes.
Yeah. I can roll insight if you want.
No. I was trying to remember what I told you to read, and so, or to roll. And so with investigation, like you're scanning through, and like you are losing, like it's nothing that's really sticking out, and you're kind of getting a little tired. And then you come across the line, like right as you're like, okay, there's nothing here. You read the purse of Aesheon. And it's just like this, it's weird, like this, there's a name written there, but every time you read over it, it's like the characters jumble up, and like whoever wrote this, like their name is hidden from understand. But like you can read everything, but like except for like
is there like a almost like a speller? Like is there a magic there that is like making it?
It's definitely,
so I can't read it, or like
it's definitely some sort of like, it's, I don't know, it's just like it could be magic, it could be something that the way that like this magical ink, you don't know, like it's just confusing. That investigation, you could roll Arcana to see if you want to do that, or actually hold on, you're reading this and you're seeing the name multiple times. Are you gonna, I'll ask you, like do you want to focus on this name for a little bit to see if you can notice anything, or are you just gonna focus more on what you can?
I think I'm gonna focus on what I can read.
Don't want to look out any more windows.
My wisdom isn't great, guys.
Alright,
I might be intelligent, but I'm not super wise.
so yes, you come across this item called the Purse of a Rush, and it's the story of pretty much before Mykrin was Mykrin. There was a huge battle between the elements and the Celestials. And pretty much at one point, there was a battle between, there was like a conflict between Aesheon and Drizzlebixelblix. And that's its actual name. That's her actual name. So, which is just this, it doesn't go into context of who that is.
Oh, gotcha.
If you want to know who Drizzlebrixelblix is, you're gonna have to do some celestial investigation. But throughout this battle, pretty much Driz pretty much took their sword and cut through through Aesheon, but through that the purse of Aesheon ripped, and these seeds scattered throughout the universe. And this person says that the seeds, they, depending on the onlooker, took different form. So, however, it's saying it's just like it could be like it could be really anything. They're just like this guy, the author lists just like, yes, it was a branch, it was a cookie, it was a shrunken head of a gnome, it was a eyeball of a cyclops, it was a coin, it was a, and then it's just list off more, but like the coin sticks out to you.
Interesting. I think I'll read over that passage a couple of times to see if there's any information on what happens to the coin seeds or coin thing.
Yeah, so yeah, you look into it and it just says that it spread across the known world, and like no one knows where anything ended up, and apparently Arush is looking for the stuff now. But
does it mention anything of like what the seeds, like what makes them unique or important or anything like that?
no, it just says this was stuff that was in the purse of Arush, and in this battle it was scattered.
Cool. Awesome. Can I need to get back on track here. I want to try to look through the other books and see if there's any chapters or titles on being touched by a rush.
There's the only thing, and this will kind of be like the last thing you're gonna get right now, but it's like the only thing that really sticks out is just like anyone that becomes the avatar of Arush, it seems like there's a vision and a trial that they go through, but that the title and position of avatar only changes when the last avatar dies, or the current avatar dies. So and to your knowledge, the avatar, the Red King, is still alive, but it has like a list of whenever this book was written of like Red King, Reynold something, and then it just gives like names. It's just like other ones like Red King, Alexia. I don't know why Stroganoff was the next word that popped in my head, but and it's gotten like an
Alexia Stroganoff.
Yep.
Let's do it.
Yeah, and like as you're looking through this, like, you can see, you'll get this with your nat 20, that they're not like, even though the title's always Red King, it's not always a man that's in that role. Like, it is just a title that is given, and there's no rhyme or reason. It's just some reason Arush chooses. No one knows how.
Cool.
So that. Well, the music, this one's done now. This is everyone's favorite song right now.
It is definitely the best song. I say we make that the
Agreed.
theme.
Yeah.
Like,
Yes.
anytime we start the session, you should just play that song.
I'll just have to find it.
What's it called?
Lost in the ether.
It was, I know who played it. It was young something. Let's see if I can find it.
Because someone needs to write it down so we can just tell you and you can go get it.
Yeah. The next time Aesheon just goes on a killing spree, we're playing that in the background.
That would be a good one.
Don't think. It's by Young Kool-Aid. Young and then Kool-Aid. I just thought it was gonna be spelled. Oh. Oh, Sleepwalk.
Yeah.
Cool.
Got
All
you.
right. I was gonna say we have 2 of us now that have it written down.
Yep.
Not that I'm. Oh, actually, let me just real quick make that a little bit bigger, and then we'll be fine.
Alright, so now we're moving on to lore. I remember where you said.
I think I sent you something on Discord.
Yeah, you normally send. So yeah, we did that. Okay. So you are back in the detective agency, in Ravenscales detective agency right now. You're just thinking through everything. And you're just kind of really just going back to even before the events in Cresthaven, or the events of the sewers in Last Point, before Susan's disappearance. You are thinking, trying to remember everything you, and you are trying to think of pretty much. I'm not sure if you wrote of what you wrote, but yeah. Well, I'll leave it there. Like, what are you trying to do as you're kind of reflecting and looking back through all these memories?
So Lore is thinking that maybe it is time to leverage some of his military contacts. So, being a former commander in the military, he is still going to have some of those contacts that he's distanced himself from since leaving the military and then joining Susan. He hasn't, associated with those people in a while, but there were still people that were loyal to him, that were, served under his command, that were, loyal to him or still had, positive feelings about him. And so he is thinking maybe it's time to start leveraging some of those contacts to see if he can utilize them or tap into some of the information networks to start trying to put some feelers out about, if sightings of Susan have been seen, or if there's anybody out there who may have some leads or information.
I was trying to think of what would be a good, see if you can, and I looked and saw that there was history. So why don't you roll history on yourself to see if there's anything you.
All right. Well, I have no points in history, so this will just be
Hey, look at the positive, no
a
negatives.
straight roll. That is true. All right. Well, that is a 11.
So, Link, do you think Lore was kept a journal or anything of his time in the military, or was he just more committed to memory?
Probably more memory. Like he would have kept like uh commander logs and things like that, but that's probably not something he would have kept with him when he left. So at this point, I don't think he would have really much written down left over, especially since he like walked away from a lot of that.
So, you who sit there and imagine maybe this is like kind of right after like you guys have one of your meetings and everyone like kind of left off to do their own thing. So like the smell of coffee is still see the manic like mess that Ash left as he just running out with still see like some of like the leftover crumbs of bread that Zevarra got that morning. Like you're just taking that all in, and then you close your eyes and just kind of drift back. You remember the smell of coffee. You remember that smell, but it wasn't so much like in this nice room, but it's outside of a hot out. It is like blistering, uncomfortably. You know that right now you are remembering your time in the Veiled Expanse. For everyone who doesn't know, the Veiled Expanse is a continent west of West Atris. That is this unknown, unclaimed land where there's a lot of West Atris's military force. They go in there, and some East Atris to explore and make outposts and stuff, but it's just this unknown land. That it's like a desert that leads into a rainforest. It is very confusing. Not a lot of. It's very difficult. So you're going through that. It's the aftermath of. It's not the aftermath, but it is like one of the long days. That's everyone's tired. Everyone just set up camp. It's one of those nights where it doesn't cool. Everything is. You look out at this clearing. You hear roars and noises and snaps that you haven't heard when in your travels before. And this person comes up to you and gnome, shock of white hair, woman, got a big smile on her face and looks at you and she's like, "Oh, hello there, Lieutenant Lor. It's good to see you, my friend. Shall I play you a little song?" You know this as well, since I can't think of a name, what is the name of the person that is second command?
Second command.
Like they're right underneath you.
Right. blanking on names tonight. Let's go with Fisk.
Fisk?
Fisk.
And she's like, the spirits are kind of low there tonight, but it's okay. Okay, we can. Let me tune my lute and as you know, we can have a good old timing party. What do you think there?
Lore kind of sighs resignedly and he's never really one for merriment and music, but doesn't keep others from it partaking in it. So, kind of just gives a resigned sigh and is like, fine, what do you have for us tonight?
That is, I don't know. She like, I can't play that. Play that this morning. But kind of tired of hearing rooster crows and. But let's see. Let's go here. Or do you serve any of the elements?
Lore kind of looks at her thought and thoughtfully. It's like I've never been one to serve anybody but the military that we operate for. That's where my allegiance to. But I've always had a particular affinity for Kaj, if I had to choose.
This Kaj, God. And like, finds one and no, that one doesn't have a lot of things written about him further. I get confused, but anyway, I can one of my voice here, but hey Lord, you do know, I believe I told you this before, but you keep scowling like that, you're gonna scare little children. You have plans, like, what do you plan on doing when you leave the mill?
Laura kind of chuckles and at the thought of scaring children. That's pleasing to him.
Or Jeffrey.
But he sits back and he thinks and says, honestly, Fisk, I don't know that I've ever thought that far ahead. My pretty much my whole life has been the military and in service for a cause. And honestly, I think I just expected that someday I'll meet my end as a commander. Something will happen and I'll die in glorious battle. And that's good enough for me. I really don't see much of a future for myself doing much of anything beyond this.
Fisk. It's gnomes are already small, but it's just like, or in the prime of. Feel free to correct me, but I'm pretty sure he's like a beefy, and it's just like
he's got some muscle on him,
and like she puts that and like party George. If I can talk frankly with you, that is the stupidest thing I've ever heard.
Lord laughs to himself and says, "I'm sure it is, but that's the way you have to think in the military. You can't hold out hope for life afterwards because you never know where things are going to go. You never know how things are going to play out. And so I live in the moment. I follow my commands. I lead my men. I make sure that they get home. Whether I get home or not is second importance."
Well, I still think that is still, with respect, the most absolutely stupidest thing I've ever heard of.
So,
And that's why, Fisk, why you'll go on to play songs to all the generations after this, and I'll be in the ground.
well, you do know if you do die, I'm taking your head with me. I'm going to force you in the afterlife to come with me and hear all my shows. There's nothing you can do about this, okay? And then I'm going to find you a nice, lovely wife skull, and you guys are going to live forever in my backpack.
I'm pretty sure I have the right to court-martial you over that.
No, you'll be dead. Don't worry. You already said, or in the ground. No one cares. Boop a doop.
I guess it doesn't matter at that point, but you're a weird little gnome, Fisk.
And you love me for it.
I mean, I made you my second in command for a reason.
The military did that. If it was up to you, you'd still be alone. You can't pull one over me.
I'm just trying to make you feel better.
You never do. But anyway, I'm going to sing this song now. And we're actually gonna flash forward like a week. As pretty much oh. Okay. Trying to fight.
Going for the ancient texts.
Look up Ola's Guide to Mon says I find what I was looking for.
Uh-oh.
There you go. That's exactly what I was. Okay. So you okay, here we go. This is definitely way more interesting. So what we see now is a week later, and this camp is scattered, and it's like destroyed, and there's just bodies and everything all around, and pretty much there's like this horde of velociraptor that came out of nowhere. Like almost the whole command unit. There's just pockets of people left, and you and Fisk pretty much gathered people into this cave, and it's like you hear the screams. You know, like the general at the time yelled for everyone to retreat and everyone scatter and like find place back at the. But like that was almost 5 days. And like you still aren't able to find out. This music does not meet what I want.
This is very happy music.
So I need you. Roll me.
Right. Five plus 3, that is an 8.
Okay. This. Okay. So yeah, maybe you like it's the beginning of day 5, and like you haven't slept. Like you let everyone else sleep. Lor's gonna lore, and so everyone like in your senses are fried, and it's just like you have find out. I'm gonna roll this die, and you have 7 men, Fisk and you, left in a small cave. These men aren't looking. Like you're drifting between consciousness and unconsciousness. You hear next to you, Fisk is just like, "What are you doing over there? You stay out. You stay out of this cave now. We don't want any trouble." And you look
Lore.
up. Oh, go ahead.
No, I was gonna say Lord perks up and kind of looks over at Fisk and asks, "What's going on? Who's there?"
Some little spooky weirdo came out of nowhere.
And funny thing is, I'm like, because it might be changing some things, but
Lore in the confusion of just being lack of sleep and battle weary and just in shock over the decimation of his forces is struggling to understand what Fisk said and looks at her and is like, "Say that again."
Can't see it right in front of your eyes.
and like you are able to see it now. There's this cloaked figure at the face of the cave.
Lore immediately draws his swords out and, while shaky with fatigue, holds them at a ready stance and challenges the figure and says, "Who are you? What do you want?"
Now, Lore. We don't have time for that. We gotta get you back.
Lore,
Oh, go ahead.
no, so Lore furrows his eyebrows and goes, How do you know my name? Who are you?"
Oh, lots of things, my friend, and we have work to do. And you're coming with me. Same with you, Fisk. Fisk has like the same look. Let's see. Call me Susan.
Susan? What kind of a name is that?
Best one you're gonna hear right now. Let's get you back to base. And you come back to the present, remembering Fisk was also one of the survivors, and you do some research to see if you can contact her. You may have lost connections, but yeah, that is a name that came back to you. Just somebody that could potentially talk and see if they heard from Susan.
Okay. Yeah, so Lore, remembers, his time and remembers Fisk. And so, I think the first thing he would do is just kind of go check his belongings, maybe dig through them to see if there's some sort of address, or he can't remember if he maintained any kind of contact info, but, just kind of pilfers through all of his stuff to see if he can find something.
Okay. A roll. I guess investigation. Gonna be going.
Investigation. Okay. That is a 19.
Okay. So, you maybe yeah, you're going through your stuff right now, and maybe you go to that little hovel of a home that you don't really go to often, and you find like your old like backpack that you use all those missions and stuff. You open it up, and inside is like you're looking through everything, and then it's just this small little flap, like this, like pretty much somebody that would hold a knife or something, or like something small.
Mm-hmm.
And you open it up, and it's this small little tinder that has F dot, and then it's like scrape.
I open it.
So you open up that box, and it is a little letter pops. Is pretty much written on there. Well, do you choose to read it?
Yep. Yeah, I read it.
And the pretty much like, Lord, I knew you wouldn't be able to go without me. I knew you'd be able to find us because you probably get in some trouble, even though you're following our avian friend. Look, if you need help or something, just you know how to contact me. And if you don't, I'll write it here because let's admit it. You're still really dumb. Anyway, in short, let me stall while I open up the map of this big dumb world to remember where things are. Hold on, I have it right here in the... Then pretty much go and not the map. I need
Are you looking for the map that's on Roll20?
unless there's West Atch.
You have a West Atlas map in your Discord in Media Maps.
Boop and boop. Thing. It says it's in the message Steelcrest. They will know where I am at. I probably went back to one of the other homes, the small villages. If you send a Steelcrest, they'll know how to get in touch with me, and I'll be there as soon as I can. Don't worry. Even though you think you just belong in the ground, I will always be there for you. Okay? Okay. This is getting long now. I don't even know if you read this far. If you did, I don't know. Go buy some cheese. Okay. I'll wait for you to call. You probably won't even find this for like 5 years. Okay, I'm running out of ink. Goodbye.
Lor, as he's folding up the note, just kind of chuckles to himself and says, Fisk, you're still the most annoying second in command I've ever had. All right, so how far away would Steelcrest be?
Steelcrest is the capital. It's in the center of West Atch. So pretty much if you're going to send a letter there or kind of get in contact, the easiest way to get in contact is go to Art Clay and go to one of the communication offices, and they should have magical means to send for a small fee.
Okay. All right, then Lor is going to stop over by Ravenscales to leave a note and just say, essentially going out to follow, going out to look for a lead on Susan. Something simple like that. And then we'll head out.
All right. Well, as you enter there, roll me a perception check.
That is a 15.
You hear crying coming from behind Ara's desk.
Lor apprehensively approaches the desk. He was hoping not to run into anybody, but to just leave a note, but wants to make sure there's nobody in distress, so goes to investigate.
You look over there. Flash.
Lor looks at Little Ash and is a little impatient because he doesn't want to get caught up. So it's just kind of like, Are you all right?
Oh, hey. Hello, angry man. No.
Are you hurt?
Not on the outside.
What does that mean?
He like
They're bad.
You have a brother?
Blue horned one.
Oh, right. Yeah. Okay. I guess he is technically your brother. What did he get mad at you about?
A new friend. He's an
Well, Ash is he's young. He's a little temperamental. You know, you gotta cut him some slack.
clown. I don't know what that means.
um,
I hang out with you, angry man.
I've got some errands I need to run. And they're gonna be real boring. It's probably best that you hang out here. Maybe Zevarra will be in. I'm sure she'll be much more fun to play with.
Okay.
Who is this new friend that you're talking about?
and he holds up his metal hand, just like
This friend.
Okay. You're a weird little guy, huh?
Yeah.
All right. Well, I'm. You know what? You enjoy playing with your friend.
Play with the fire, I guess.
Maybe don't play with the fire. That's
That's all
not
that's in here.
There's no fire in here. We don't want any fire in here. That would be bad.
he points to the coffee kettle.
Fire in there.
That's different. That's not fire. That's hot water that tastes weird. Don't worry about that. That's not anything you need to play with. Don't you have
Good.
some toys or something you can
No.
play with?
No. All I remember, falling asleep, big ouchies, outside ouchies. Then I woke up again, less outside ouchies. Then, went with you guys.
Yep, that is what happened. That is, you could say that happened. And and Ash, helped, heal those things, which shows that he cares for you.
No.
So,
Not anymore. Okay, well, guess I'll just go.
all right, well, where are you gonna go?
Well, I wanted to go with you, but okay, so we'll
Well-
go away.
Why don't you just hang out here until Zevarra comes in?
No, I know. No want. Goodbye, angry man.
All right,
He
well,
walks towards the door.
Kate, just you're gonna be back, right, little guy?
We'll see.
All right, well, like I said, I'm sure Ash he's not mad at you. He'll get over it, he'll be fine.
We'll see. Goodbye,
know.
angry man. You do your runs.
All right, bud. You take care of yourself.
See. Leaves.
Lord shakes his head and is like, that is the weirdest little goblin I have ever seen.
We'll see.
And,
No, I'm just kidding, you don't hear that.
and he shortly follows and walks out the door and goes off on his errands.
You're easily enough to say.
Mm-hmm.
Well, we're gonna jump forward to the next day. You guys are all back in Ravens. You know, like, you guys haven't done anything for the next few weeks, and you feel like if you wait any longer to go on any of these tasks, Rumble Patch is going to not be as kind.
Sucks to be Brumble Patch.
Hmm?
No, I'm just kidding.
I was gonna say Lore. I don't think Lore cares, but like I said.
Well, like he said that, I think in the first episode, he was like, if you can't do the cases, you guys can't stay here.
Ah.
That's
Right,
why we're
right,
doing this whole thing, right?
Yeah, I know. We're trying to keep the thing in
Yeah.
Okay,
business.
so are we just kind of coming in for a normal day then? Like kind of like filtering in, checking in? Yeah.
Yeah,
okay.
we'll unless there's something specific you guys want to do, like we're gonna
We'll make some coffee.
yeah, like your normal everyday things. You guys are now
Right.
all together.
Yeah.
Little Ash
So-
is not there.
I was gonna say, is Ash coming in without little Ash?
Ash, are you showing up?
So Aesheon shows up, and Aesheon looks disheveled. He still hasn't recuperated from destroying his apartment, and he just looks out of sorts. And he just kind of like there's a different demeanor to him than anyone has ever seen of him before. Like they've seen him downcast before, but they've never seen him kind of the way that he looks. And he just kind of like walks in, doesn't say anything to anybody, and just kind of goes to the I'm trying to remember what the office looks like, but there's that, like, behind Zevarra's desk is like where the books were.
Mm-hmm.
And he just kind of goes over to there and begins to, like, one of the books comes out with his mage hand, and like he just begins to like flip through the book with his hand while it just kind of like sits there with the mage hand, not talking to anybody.
Zevarra like turns around at her desk. Ash? What's going on?
Little Ash left.
What?
We were talking and we had a disagreement, and he left. And I haven't seen him, and you know, he's his own person now, so he can do what he pleases.
Laura kind of perks up hearing him say that, and kind of, just kind of walks over and it's like, I just saw him yesterday. He was just here. What do you mean he left?
I was teaching him about Odine, and something happened to him in the mirror, and he left. He refused to listen to me and to listen to what I had to say, and he left.
He said you got mad at him and yelled at him, and I told him, that happens sometimes. It probably wasn't a big deal, but he seemed to be kind of upset about that.
He chose someone else. And then Aesheon, just like, his demeanor just like sinks entirely. and just kind of like turns away from the conversation and goes back to the books.
Lor calls out after him as he kind of turns away and says, "Chose somebody else. What do you mean?" He mentioned he had a new friend, but said it was his hand. I just figured he was being weird little goblin.
And Aesheon just is not responding.
Yeah. Lor looks at Zevarra and is like, just kind of like shrugs his shoulders and is like, "You don't know what's going on?"
No. She like shakes her head. Zevarra walks over to Ash and just puts her hand, like standing behind him, puts her hand on his shoulder. I know he's really important to you. I don't think we can just let him go.
And Ash, like, you can just like kind of see that he's like very emotional at this point. And like there's like he like has that like quiver and like the sniffle, but at the same time, like he has this like brashness of frustration in his response. And he's made his choice as he just kind of like throws the book now down. And he just kind of like falls to his knees and he thaumaturgies.
I'm gonna like peek in the door and just be like, "Really, Ash? Bro, really? The doors. Just the doors."
He can still be part of you and part of us and make a different choice.
And Ash is just like, he's checked out at this point. He's just down. He's just kind of trying to avoid everyone now.
I think Zevarra like does a big sigh knowing that like at this point he's not reachable. Well, this feels messy. Are we just... Lor, you said you saw little Ash? What happened?
I walked in yesterday. I was just gonna leave a note that I was running out to.
You hear a
to
knock
do
at the
some-
door before lore starts. Like you just hear this heavy. Like, I don't know. I don't have a nice wood thing, but just like,
Thump on the door.
yeah.
Ugh. Who's okay? Zevarra gets up and goes to the door.
You open up and it's postman. Oh, hello there. Don't you know? Here you go. This is your mail. You have something from Coin Grove. It said urgent, so I brought it right here. I hope it's good.
Oh, well, thank you.
Yes.
And Zevarra takes it.
Okay,
Sure.
goodbye. You might want to get the door looked at. It's a little weird. Okay, goodbye now.
Have a great day.
I always do.
Zevarra turns around. Was anyone expecting something from Coin Grove?
Coin Grove. I don't
Who's
think
it?
so.
Is it? I look at it. Is it like addressed to anyone?
Rest to Susan.
Okay, guys. We
Open it
might
up.
have a clue. All right.
Aesheon just like perks up immediately.
Yeah, Zevarra
like,
opens it.
Comes over.
You open up the letter, and it says, like, bold letters up top. This is Brontusk. Your order's been in for almost a month. Can you come pick it up?
Lor looks at him, the rest of the team and says, "Who's Brontusk?"
Ash pulls out a piece of paper from his vestment, and he starts to read the Brawn Tusk. Where is it? Apothecary in the merchant district near us. And then he says,
Elizabeth's Zoom just crashed, just FYI, everyone.
Are you able to get back in?
Yeah, I think she's going to restart it now.
Yeah, that's fine.
Yeah.
Notes.
Yeah, she's coming back in.
Put her back, and that way I'm not Elizabeth. Back?
Can you hear us? You there? We can see you.
Elizabeth. Can you hear us? We got a message.
Oh, well,
oh, that's weird. It looks like it's also using her laptop webcam.
Silly Zoom.
again.
Yeah, I think she's gonna restart it.
You might have to hit the little arrows on.
So how's everyone doing?
I'm gonna grab my food that just got here. I'll be right back.
That answers that.
Trying to figure out what's going on with Ash.
Drinking my cinnamon whiskey Demogorgon horchata beer.
Interesting. That's a lot of words.
There's a lot of words. It is very good.
Elizabeth, try next to your mic to see if it's connected to the right device.
Here, I'm going to run down to help her out. I'll be right back.
Cool.
Notes.
I'm back.
Welcome back. We sent tech support John down. For anyone that just came in, welcome. We probably only had at most 5 minutes.
Yep. Just a real quick explanation, and then I think we were gonna just go. That's it.
Much, but it's all good.
Technology, huh? I'm a little mad that Lor definitely walked away from the buddy cop thing. As you were talking, I was like, oh man, like, do I just step in and be like, and Ash walks in the door?
Nope.
I know you were gonna say no.
No. Like, did I want to go down this path? And I'm like, yeah, let's do it.
I had something planned, Dave.
Yeah, well, you should have treated
had a
your friends
reunion.
nicer.
Well, my friend should have chosen correctly.
Make it sound like he had a choice. We all have choice. What is free will in a game of D&D?
Ooh.
There is no free will in the game of D&D.
There's, there's my
As our
free will.
DM brings out a very specific location from a letter.
Yeah, well, you guys had 2 months to find out what you wanted to do, and no one said anything. I'm like, okay.
I said what I was doing.
I was gonna.
No, you guys
I
said what
was
you were
gonna
gonna do.
suggest,
But I asked multiple times, hey, what case you want to do?
I said what case I was doing.
I don't even remember. Was it this one? Or
No, I was gonna go to the other two. I'm splitting the party, baby.
Oh yeah, no, I was gonna see if I could just go off on my own and find the stuff that was stolen from the one lady through my underground contacts.
Look at that! I was going to the dude with the heirloom sword. So
Boom.
Elizabeth's doing
it's
a
about
full
to get.
full
PC
reset.
reboot. So yeah.
It's about to get crazy. We'll see what
Yeah.
Dave allows. We'll just make Dave's pre-work way harder, and then
the world is always moving.
Zephan and Aesheon will die in terrible deaths all by ourselves.
Yeah.
I will not
Well,
die.
Yeah, Zephan will run away.
Zephan for sure, because
It will be no, because it's impossible to surprise me.
well,
I
yeah,
have
but
the alertness feat.
it's pretty easy to still hit you. Your AC is like 12.
Yeah, my HP is 29. I'm like, I'm a baby tiefling.
It's
I'm pretty sure. Yeah, Little Ash has more HP than
Yep,
you.
I saw his
Yeah, I got more HP than you.
That only
I'm
makes.
just saying, he has a 31.
I think that's kind of also due to his first class.
True, he did have a D10 to start with instead of a
Mhm.
D8. I'm sitting at 40, so I don't.
All good.
What also doesn't help that I decided to give myself a +0 to my constitution, a -1 to my strength. Also, I could max out charisma and dexterity. But I have a +8 to my initiative. So,
There you go.
like, stuff really has to try hard to get to me first. Like, really hard.
Oh, did you take? Do you have expertise in initiative? Is that why you have a +8?
No, alertness gives me a +8.
Oh, okay. Alertness
The
gives you
alertness-
another.
Yeah, the alert
Gotcha.
feat gives me a +5 bonus, and then I have a +3 dex, so
There you go.
+8. And other creatures can't gain advantage on their attack rolls against me.
Ooh, that sucks.
Can you hear me now?
He's back.
Yeah.
Ooh.
And that's how everything ended.
All right, so I can't use my nice mic for now, so I apologize in advance for headphone
This sounds
quality.
great.
It's all good.
Yeah, this sounds
It
fun.
sounds good.
Okay, cool.
Yep. Okay. So yeah, you guys get that letter?
Aesheon pulls out a little piece of paper and begins to explain where Bron's apothecary is as he begins to read off the job that we have from it, that it's in the merchant district near us, and that months ago they had a theft and some supplies were missing.
Zephan's gonna say, wasn't there something stolen from some lady's house you're supposed to find also?
And so Aesheon goes, Countess Galay, her little muffin, is missing, and that's north of us.
Well, what
And
do you
then
guys
he
think?
then he says, there's also a Duke Helvlop who's missing his rapier.
And then we have all of these crazy mists and signs, and I can't help but think that they're connected.
What's the Duke's name?
Helvlop. Countess Galay and Duke Helvlop. And so Aesheon just kind of like, you see him like kind of starting to fix his his vestments as he kind of puts the paper down on the table and says, I'm going to the Duke's.
I'll go find the muffin.
Are we splitting up?
No, we're still working for the Zephan's gonna go, no, we're still working for the Ravenscales group. Like, I don't see why we're splitting up.
Lor looks at Zevarra and says, "It may not be a bad idea if that last case took a really long time, and if we don't start turning some of this other garbage over, then they're gonna shut us down. So maybe we can knock out some of these easy ones, like somebody's lost dog. Like, just go buy a replacement."
Oh, I'm totally gonna find some ground beef and tell her I found it.
Okay, do it kindly at least. We need some level of, respectability in this town.
Yeah.
Well, okay. Listen, I'm real weirded out by, I don't know.
You should go
Everything
find out what
that's-
the Susan ordered from this apothecary shop.
Laura, do you want to go with me?
Sure. Yeah, I mean, at least they sent a letter to Susan. Maybe he has some leads on where she's at or some ideas. I mean, it may be worth checking out.
Yeah.
Zephan gonna grab his hat and head for the door. As he leaves, he's gonna go, don't forget to look for the supplies that the marketplace people are looking for.
Thanks. Do you have a speaking stone?
We all have one.
Do we keep them on us? I thought they stayed at the office.
Well, we haven't really been to the office.
I never gave mine back
Oh,
because
cool.
that's not really something I do.
Same with Aesheon. Aesheon's is in his little special pouch in one of his vestment
All right.
spots.
Awesome. Ash, are you going to be okay?
Ash, you just see Ash just kind of like wipe his tiefling nose, and like he just kind of like rubs his horns real quick and just kind of like gets himself all together, and he just stares Zevarra in the eyes and says, I've been waiting my whole life for this moment.
Okay. I have to be honest.
Lor mutters under his breath and is just like, there's nothing that can go wrong with this.
All right. Well, keep us updated. I'll check in a bit. I'm gonna keep an eye out for little Ash.
And Aesheon says, I'm going to check with Sister Connor and see if he went there
Yeah.
on my way back.
Okay. Well, Zephan's already gone, but let's try to check in before the end of the day and just debrief each other on what's gone on.
See everyone next week.